Tonight on DC News Now, staffing shortages and violent brawls. Just some of the complaints against the DC Juvenile Center.
He's been jumped. He's been set up by a staff member to get jumped.
A mother opens up about the conditions as her son remains behind bars.
Plus, crime on H Street forcing businesses out of the district.
I mean, everyone that goes out of business in the city is a great loss.
What families are saying as some restaurants are closing for good.
Arlington National Cemetery getting ready for thousands of visitors this weekend for Veterans Day. What you need to know if you're heading to Virginia tomorrow.
A pro-Palestinian rally at the University of Maryland leaves the campus on edge.
You could feel the tension rising as the person started to say there is only one solution.
How the university is responding to some hateful messages.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Trent, filling in for Thasmeen Mahfouz. Let's talk about our top story tonight. A DC restaurant is closing for good here. The owner of Brine Oysters says that the increase in crime, as well as the cost of doing business, both of those are forcing them to make this really drastic move.
Yeah, that restaurant opened on H Street back in 2020, followed by a DuPont location this year. Our Mara Carbone is on H Street tonight, where violent crime really played a major role in this decision.
To paint a picture of the situation here on this block of H Street, back in September, 4 people were shot, 1 killed at the now shut down Crew nightclub. And at the end of this block, an employee at Tony's place was shot while on the job in May. Back here at Brine, a staff member was robbed, shot, and stabbed walking down the street here. The owners say all of this makes it impossible to stay in business. Along the H Street corridor, neighbors say crime is out of control.
Last month, there were like 6 murders in this environment. I don't blame anybody for wanting to move out of it.
This man has lived in the area for 8 years. He's asked not to show his face because he's scared of retaliation.
It's just gun battles after gun battles, murders after murders.
So it sounds like it doesn't surprise you to hear a business would leave because of crime.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
And that's exactly what's happening.
I don't feel safe around here. My team certainly doesn't.
Back in June, Brine Oyster co-owner Aaron McGovern spoke to DC News Now about the impact of crime, from robberies to shootings on his business.
My employee was shot and stabbed over his wallet.
Thursday, he announced Brine is closing, writing on Facebook, the pandemic, the current economic climate, and the spike in violent crime have made it increasingly difficult to operate and impossible for us to survive.
It definitely changes the atmosphere and aesthetics of H Street.
Quest Skinner is a frequent patron of the H Street restaurant.
You understand the businesses, what's at stake for the owners. Everyone that goes out of business in a city is a great loss.
Brine isn't alone. In Logan Circle, Buttercream Bake Shop announced plans to close at the end of the year, in part due to crime. And last winter, City Winery in Ivy City closed over safety concerns.
There is no place in the world right now that I can see is untouched by violence.
And the final dinner service, both at this location and at the DuPont location, is set for tomorrow night. Reporting on H Street, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
It has so many of us wondering what the city is doing to help all of these businesses. So here's what we know. The mayor last month just announced her Act Now legislation. There are new penalties for directing organized retail theft and an additional charge for wearing a mask while committing a crime. The D.C. Council, meanwhile, has also expanded its camera rebate program for businesses. And finally, new police chief Pamela Smith says more officers will be walking their beats as a deterrence.
All right, if there was any doubt, fall has certainly arrived. It is here. Let's check it now. Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb.
Yeah, we are actually seeing a big change in our weather pattern across the DMV. We're done with the rain that we dealt with earlier this afternoon into your early evening, and really seeing some lovely conditions right now across the region. Partial clearing kind of taking place, and so that will set the tone for a pretty wonderful weekend across the region. Here's the latest satellite composite radar. There's not much cloud coverage out there, and so really it's allowing us to see clear skies, but with that little insulation is going to cause cooler temperatures. We're already starting to see that for Luray to the Woodstock area, lower to upper 30s in most spots. So we're divided at this point. The farther west you go, it's definitely cooler. But Fairfax County, some sections almost sitting at the freezing mark, 44 for our nation's capital, and then you make your way out towards Anne Arundel County. Look at the difference here. It's pretty dramatic across the region. We're nearly 25 to 30 degrees cooler. So here's your planner, partly cloudy, and then really going into tomorrow morning, we'll track in a ton of sunshine. We have a busy weekend in store. What does that full weekend forecast look like? I have the details coming up.
All right, thank you so much, Janessa. Some University of Maryland students, they are on edge. This after anti-Semitic messages, they were found there on campus.
Yeah, they were written during a pro-Palestine protest on campus on Thursday. Our reporter, Yamari Sisse, spoke to one student that captured it on video, and she says she doesn't feel safe.
Yeah, a group called Students for Justice in Palestine held a protest right here on Hornbeck Plaza on UMD's campus on Thursday. Now, some students got a little uncomfortable when they noticed some anti-Semitic messages on the ground. Now, the group says they do condemn these actions, but other students are calling on the university to do more. For University of Maryland Jewish student Karen Binyamin, this wasn't her first time attending an event hosted by Students for Justice in Palestine.
There was a lot more anger.
But she said Thursday's protest was different.
They said from the river to the sea a number of times unapologetically. As a Jewish student there in the crowd and as an Israeli citizen, I was terrified.
The group held a protest calling for a ceasefire in Palestine, but someone decided to write out anti-Semitic messages on the ground like this one.
There's a firm line between criticism of Israel that I might not agree with versus crossing the line into anti-Semitism. And I think it is beyond question that yesterday crossed that line. Just to see someone so firmly believe things to an extent that they feel comfortable writing it down publicly really just made me feel, as a Jew, not welcome.
In a letter, the university says the offensive actions of a few should not reflect on the vast majority of protesters who were there to peacefully express their views, but there is no place for any anti-Semitic message, behavior, or action at the University of Maryland. The group hosting the event also posted this. UMD SJP is a community for students to speak out against injustice and war crimes. We do not condone any anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, or hate speech that arises. Benjamin tells me she wants the university to do better.
To make sure that Jewish students feel safe, you need to have a swift and proper response to anti-Semitic incidents.
The University of Maryland says they've launched an immediate investigation and the people responsible for this will be held accountable. For now, reporting in College Park, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sisse, DC News Now.
Still ahead overseas tonight, Israeli forces are ramping up their assault there in Gaza. Officials saying that the territory's death toll has now passed 11,000 people. We're going to hear the response from the White House. That's coming up at 9:30.
Well, one of D.C.'s top cops is stepping down. Reports say Sean Benedict has accepted a job with Capitol Police to fill one of 3 assistant chiefs roles there. Benedict has served as assistant executive chief since 2021. Now, earlier in the year, he took over as interim D.C. police chief when outgoing chief Robert Conti took another job. D.C.'s new police chief, Pamela Smith, has appointed Jeffrey Carroll to replace Benedict. Carroll currently serves as assistant chief of the Internal Affairs Bureau.
Let's talk about this national story with some local implications, some pretty big ones. Top Maryland leaders are celebrating the new FBI headquarters set to be built in Greenbelt.
At the same time, though, they are brushing off concerns raised by the FBI Director Christopher Wray.
So here's the thing. Wray calling the selection process potentially flawed. Our Leonard N. Fleming has more on how top Virginia officials are now calling on Congress to order a redo.
We're thrilled that the FBI is coming to the state of Maryland.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore was joined by every top state elected official after General Services Administration chose Greenbelt, Maryland as the next home for the FBI.
This is going to bring over 7,500 jobs to the state of Maryland, will generate over $4 billion of economic activity.
But questions were raised by FBI Director Christopher Wray on the selection process by the GSA, saying it was flawed. That has been brushed off by Maryland leaders, including Senator Chris Van Hollen.
The decision that was made is a final decision. It is absolutely wrong of Director Chris Wray to impugn and question the character, the integrity, and the independence of the site selection administrator.
Wray alleges that the GSA official who once worked for WMATA had a conflict of interest in overruling a unanimous decision that Springfield, Virginia was the best site for the Bureau. Maryland Congressman Steny Hoyer says Maryland is moving forward.
An objective reading of all the facts led to the selection of the FBI headquarters at Greenbelt, Maryland, because it's best for the country, best for the FBI, and best for the people.
Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now.
Developing now in Montgomery County tonight, police say a double shooting right near the old Lake Forest Mall in Montgomery Village has killed a man. Officers, they were called to an apartment on Lost Knife Circle. This was around 12:30 this afternoon. They were responding to reports of gunfire. When officials arrived there at the scene, they were also called to a nearby block for more reports of more gunfire. And that's where they say they found an 18-year-old who had been shot in critical condition. Police then went back to that first location and found a man had died. As of now, no suspects are in custody.
Well, Veterans Day weekend is always a busy one full of tributes and ceremonies at Arlington National Cemetery. Tonight, Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcella spoke with visitors about honoring the past and changing the future.
It's a place where those who served our country are honored. Sometimes with a wreath laying, a visit from world leaders, or a burial. Arlington National Cemetery is a place where hundreds of thousands of veterans forever rest, and this weekend, Veterans Day weekend, they will have tons of visitors.
We're coming from upstate New York, family visiting from Arizona.
Also from Indiana.
They'll come from all over, and while they'll come for different reasons,
every grave in there has a story.
It's now their job to tell those stories. We asked them to share them with us on the Arlington Memorial Bridge, the Bridge to Peace. We heard stories of lives lost.
We came out and laid an angel on his gravestone, which my grandmommy makes.
Of heroism.
He was a World War II veteran. He was also in the Korean War.
And of perspective.
His sacrifice wasn't in vain.
But we also heard stories of how this sacred place, a marker of the past, is changing the future.
It's something that we want to do to have a lasting impact.
Maya Oliver and Casey Manning are Howard University students who visited these hallowed grounds for the first time.
We're both interested in joining the military, so it's definitely something that drives us to fight for our country and fight for our future.
A reminder this weekend that as we honor those who served, they are inspiring others to do the same.
Just feel a sense of pride and respect that there's people out there willing to fight for you.
Values that will certainly be celebrated here and across our nation. Those stories are just a few of the many, many stories that will be told and retold throughout the weekend here at Arlington National Cemetery, highlighted by the 70th annual National Veterans Day observance Saturday morning at 11. Reporting in Arlington, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
Also tomorrow, it marks the 30th anniversary of the Vietnam Women's Memorial. It was built on the National Mall back in 1982, and it's the first in D.C. to exclusively recognize the women who served both in the military and as civilians. Now, to honor the memorial's anniversary, there's a special ceremony tomorrow morning. It's from 9 until 11. It's going to be right there on the National Mall, northeast of the Lincoln Memorial. Now, this is an event. It's free, and there will be speakers as well as honored guests paying tribute to all of those women who served.